welcome back to Theology with Mr. L. I am Mr. L. So we took a little bit of time off. We had a little bit of a break, but we're back, and I promised to answer some of your questions. Those videos are coming up. They're getting worked on. I'm working out the kinks for them, so they'll be coming up. So just stay tuned for that. I know some of you guys are excited for it. Today we're continuing with the topic of confirmation saints. Before we jump in, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. So, as I've said in previous videos, this particular thread of videos that I'm doing about confirmation is in response to answering questions that my 8th grade students have written about the sacrament of confirmation. And so I'm doing a whole series on sponsors that I did. I'm now doing saints, confirmation saints. So the question that I was asked is, why do we need a confirmation saint? And I've kind of rephrased it a little bit, but I will answer this kind of specifically in the question as well. And it's just, so what is the purpose of a confirmation saint? Why do we need one? So let's get into it. So before we jump into that, we have to remember, so what is a saint? So we're talking about a saint in this context is an uppercase S saint. All right, that means that is a person who's officially been recognized by the church, all right, as being in heaven. Right now, anyone in heaven is a saint, right? And the way we would spell that and write it out, right, would be a lowercase S saint. All right, anyone in heaven is a saint. All right, so that's an important thing to recognize and remember too. But then, set apart from all the people in heaven, we have this special group of people that the church has officially said that we recognize these people as saints, right? That we know for sure that these people are in heaven. And that's kind of a big deal, right? Because this is the same church that says, we don't know, who's in heaven and who's in hell, right? That's why we don't try to judge people and say, oh, we would never in the church say, oh, we know that this person is in hell. We don't know, right? We're not in those moments, in someone's last moments there between them and God. We don't know what can happen in those moments. We don't know the person's heart, so we don't try to judge that, right? We don't say, oh, we know that this person's in hell for sure. We don't know, right? Now, do people go to hell? Sure. Different topic for a different day. But why am I saying all this? Well, because it's really important that, the church takes this really seriously, the idea of someone being a canonized saint. Canonized, it comes from just saying that they're part of the canon, the official list of who is a saint, right? There's an official list of who is a saint, right? So it's kind of a big deal that the church says, no, we know that these people are in heaven. Now, how can we know that? Well, once again, different video for a different day. But it is a long process that's taken very seriously. It takes a number of years for that to kind of go through and all these things to happen. And some people that we might think, oh yeah, no, this person's really, really holy, they should definitely be a saint. It might take many, many, many years, or it might not even happen. So you have to understand that it's something taken incredibly seriously by the church. And there's a lot of things that go into it. Like I said, different video for a different day. But what we're talking about here, confirmation saints, we're saying, first of all, you need to choose someone that belongs to that official canon, that official list of canonized saints. So who is a saint? What is a saint, right? Well, it's someone in heaven. And that everything that I just said just kind of lays the groundwork for it, right? As we talked about in our previous videos with regards to sponsors, right, that when choosing a confirmation sponsor, you should choose someone who's going to guide you and lead you kind of in your journey here as a Christian on this earth, right? They're kind of this earthly role model, this earthly example of what it means to be a Christian. Right? Someone in this visible world that you can look up to and say, yes, that person, how they're living their life, that's what I want. All right. Well, kind of in the same way, our confirmation saint is this heavenly role model for us, right? This person who is already, to use the words of St. Paul, they've run the race, right? That they've run the race, that they've finished it, right? That they've lived their life and they've lived it well, and they've lived it so well that they're in heaven, right? And that's someone that we can look up to and say, hey, this is someone that I want to be like. Now, they're not someone that I can walk around with in my daily life, but it's someone that I can read about, research, and come to know in kind of that intellectual way, but then also through my prayers, right? And praying to them, and developing a relationship with them through prayer. And that's kind of a really cool thing too, which we'll get into a little bit later in the video. So, simply put, why do we need a confirmation saint? What is their purpose? Well, their purpose is to be this heavenly role model for us, right? This heavenly guide for us, right? But then even more so beyond that, right? Beyond just knowing about them and getting to know their life, they're also an advocate for us, right? Someone that we can go to in prayer, someone that we can specifically ask to bring our prayers to God, right? Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't just be praying to God directly anyway, but in the same way that this is a person that we can go to and someone who is before God in heaven that can take our prayers to him as well. All right. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with praying directly to God, right? We're kind of getting a little off topic about praying to the saints, but let's get into it a little in that, like, yes, there's nothing wrong with praying to God directly, but in the same way, like, it's also good to have someone in your corner to help you out and to petition on your behalf to God as well. So that's kind of their purpose, right? That they're this person that you can go to and they can advocate for you to God. And then additionally, right, there's someone that we can look up to, right? Look at their life and say, this is someone I want to be like. This is someone I aspire to be like. And maybe that doesn't mean that you go out and do exactly what they do, but their actions and their words and how they live their life dramatically and greatly impacts the way that you live your life. And so these are just, like I said, some kind of those purposes and those meanings behind why. Like, why do we need one? Well, it's, if the question is, well, why do you need one? It's like, well, is it essential to your holiness? No. But does it greatly help you in your journey to holiness? Absolutely. So as I said, it's just another thing that we have that can kind of guide us and lead us to greater holiness. So we'll get into the topics of, well, how do I then choose someone? How do I know if this person's the right person and all that kind of stuff in some of our later videos, but just kind of simply laying the groundwork out for you here, right? What is their purpose? Well, just simply put, they're there to be this guide and their role model to us, and also to be an advocate for us, all right? Someone that we can go to and that will take our prayers and give them up to the Lord. This has been another episode with Theology with Mr. L. I'm Mr. L. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good one. Cheers.